Well, good morning. We appreciate all of you coming out today to welcome our guest. We're very excited about this announcement. What it will be is a path forward for this facility that we think is a pretty spectacular asset. We've had many jobs here over the years, and I think everybody knows, what's happened in the past. But we're not about the past, we're about the future, and I think you'll see that the direction we're proposing today is something that everybody can get behind. I'm particularly encouraged because of the people that you're about to meet really run in circles that I will never run in. And the Antelope Valley needs to have folks like this on our team so that we can continue to bring world-class companies to a world-class community. So with that, let me introduce the folks up here. This is Jim Bose, who's the chairman of our Planning Commission. Sandy Smith, who's the exec at the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Richard Ramirez, who will get a personal introduction. And then Jason Cottle, who's deputy city manager. I'm kind of pitch hitting for Mark today. He's otherwise involved in city business, and we miss him. Craig Peters, who's executive vice president with CBRE, and you'll be hearing quite a bit from CBRE, and we couldn't be happier to have them as partners on this deal. And then we'll introduce the rest. With that, please join me in welcoming our mayor, R. Rex Paris.
Thank you for coming. Chow En-lay was one time asked if he thought the French Revolution was a good thing or a bad thing. And he said, too early to tell. The reason I tell that story is because when this closed, it was a crisis. Everybody was throwing their hands up in the air. It was just too early to tell because Rising Realty is now in Lancaster. And let me tell you who they are. They are really smart people, and they're able to predict where explosive growth is going to occur. I wanted him to show him around Lancaster, but he has to go to the Caltech board meeting. That's how smart they are. The real estate industry, CBRE, they're able to predict where growth is. And I've been saying for a long time that this is the center, at least in Southern California, where growth was going to occur. And it has to do with a lot of things. We got the 58 freeway 20 minutes away. We have the 14 connecting us to LA. We have 2 airports within 20 minutes that have rail on them with runways long enough to accommodate the A380, which is a cargo plane. Everything has conspired together to make this place going to go like pop. It's just, I'm always waiting for the pop, and it took a little longer than I thought. But having these folks in our city is a huge deal. And I imagine, where's Mr. Ramirez? I imagine you're going to lease this out within, 2 months?
2 months. It takes a long time.
Maybe a little longer. But not much longer, because it's one of the reasons this building is such a great building, has fiber optics. It's innovative. It's for what's coming in the future. And it really symbolizes what's happening in our city. And, I know Vern didn't want to talk about the past, but, this building was a place where they foreclosed homes. Now it's going to be a place where they create things. It's not a bad thing. Just not enough time hadn't passed for us to be able to tell. Thank you.
Okay, now it's my pleasure to introduce Richard Ramirez, who's going to kind of give you the meat of the deal. Have a lot of respect for Richard. CBRE is somebody that we've used for a long time. The city of Lancaster, about 2 years ago, we actually had a mayor's business roundtable where we presented kind of a strategic plan, and Craig and Richard really told us that the San Fernando Valley is pretty much out of land. The Santa Clarita Valley, even though you might not think, really doesn't have as much land that's ready to go. And so the next natural step is the city of Lancaster. So here they are, living that dream a little bit. Richard is somebody who is very well respected. I consider him a friend. And explain us the deal.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank everybody involved in this morning's press conference, especially Rising Realty, the project's new owner, for believing in the opportunity here, and the City of Lancaster for being proactive and driven and two-time award-winning in their business attraction approach. We're standing here today in a former employment center for over 1,000 local residents. These people are part of the city's skilled, deep, and hungry labor pool, and they're ready to get to work. My job and the job of CBRE is to convey the opportunity here to employers worldwide and show them that we have a great 200,000 square foot, state-of-the-art, fully ready, fully finished, and ready to occupy beautiful business campus available for them, and also to convey the opportunity here within the city of Lancaster. With over 300 offices and 37,000 employees worldwide, CBRE is a huge company with global reach. What we're able to do is execute on a local level, just as the city has done with their business outreach on a regional, national, and global scale, like bringing companies such as BYD and Martin Manufacturing here. Our plan is to get out in front of companies locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally, and explain the opportunity that we have. We've got 200,000 square feet of turnkey office space, a nearly unique opportunity in Southern California. We've got an experienced, deep labor pool ready to get to work. Further helping our cause, we have a creative and experienced ownership, and we can accommodate a wide range of office uses and other creative uses as well. We have 200,000 square feet we can occupy with one company or break it down into smaller opportunities and suit companies both large and small. For anybody interested in more information on the project, please feel free to contact me, my partner Craig Peters, or my other partner Matt Hine, who's working with us on this project. As a team, Rising Realty, the City of Lancaster, and CBRE are committed to filling these chairs back up with local residents and getting people back to work. With that, I'll kick it back to Vern. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Richard. It's my great pleasure to have an opportunity to introduce Nelson Rising. I'm going to go in a little more detail than I might because I want you to understand the level of this firm and how happy we are to have this happening in Lancaster. Nelson Rising is the chairman and CEO of Rising Realty Partners, and if you want to look him up on the web, you should. You'll be very impressed with the activity, and he'll speak a little bit about that. Before Rising Realty, he ran MPG Office Trust that owned 53% of the institution quality office space in downtown Los Angeles. Before that, he was CEO of Catellus. And Catellus, for anybody in the business, everybody knows, is one of the largest industrial development firms in the world. When they were combined with Prologis, the deal was over $5.5 billion, just to give you kind of an order of magnitude of what he's been doing. Before that, he was managing partner with McGuire Thomas Partners that developed the 54-story U.S. Bank Tower in downtown Los Angeles and the 54-story gas company tower, and also led the Playa Vista development. Mr. Rising is a former chairman of the Federal Reserve Board in San Francisco, and today is on several boards, as was indicated, of course, Caltech, and we all are just completely in awe of that institution, so happy to have him in Southern California. He also sits on the board of the Irvine Company, the William M. Keck Foundation, and the best part about him is he's a fellow Bruin, graduating from UCLA, and of course he also has a Juris Doctorate, and he was the managing editor of the UCLA Law Review. Please join me in welcoming Nelson. Thank you very much.
Delighted to be here. We are so excited about launching our efforts now in these two buildings. We're very pleased to have CB Richard Ellis as our broker. We looked hard at what our alternatives would be. We decided they would clearly be the best for this particular task. And together we intend to be as aggressive as we can to find the employers who will occupy this space. I want to say one thing about your mayor. I've done a little bit of research on him, and you're very lucky to have a full-time mayor like he has been doing and what you've been doing. And your dedication to new technologies and solar You're right out there on the cutting edge of what needs to be done. And I do believe that this area of Lancaster it has tremendous upside potential going forward. All the reasons that Richard outlined, I could just repeat, but you've already heard them. And I just say I agree with that observation. So we're excited about being here. I've been in the business for over 40 years, and our goal is in Rising Realty Partners, we formed this company with my son 3 years ago, is to acquire value-add opportunities. One of the most recent value-add opportunities we acquired was downtown Los Angeles. 3 buildings, one built in 1908, the other 1927, and about 450,000 square feet. We bought the buildings. They were 53% occupied. I'm happy to say 2 years later they're 93% occupied. And so we look at doing value add. That's our cutting edge. I've been in all aspects of the real estate business, but this is the one that's most exciting. And I'm really excited to be in business with my son. And we have put together a really first-rate team in the last several years. So we're determined to make this a success. We love the value add part of the real estate business, and I've been in all aspects of it, as was earlier mentioned. But this is the one that's most exciting to me. And we're so happy to be in Lancaster, and I'm going to take you up on that tour next time up. Anyway, thank you so much for the red carpet that you laid out for us, and we feel very welcome here, and we are going to be the best we can be for you all to get these buildings filled and people back to work. Thank you.
What I neglected to mention previously is when he was the CEO of Catellis, he developed the Mission Bay project in San Francisco, which is the largest mixed-use development ever to be developed in that city. And you can imagine the politics in San Francisco and the environmentalists and the wetlands, and so tip of the hat to him on that. I'd like to bring the mayor back one more time for closing comments, and then we'll take some comments from you.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming, the Board of Trade, the Chamber of Commerce, the cooperation and enthusiasm of the people in this city. It's unusual. You know, it's really is a collective effort. And Stan, thank you for coming. You come to every event. It really is a joy to be the mayor of this city because of that. It's totally different because look at this. They're involved. You know. And I look forward to you taking me up on that offer. You're going to be amazed. This is an amazing place. Thank you.